God, he looks relaxed.
He does. I kind of want to.
I hate the beach, but I want to be him right now.
Well, if you hate the beach and you hate islands, then we are in the right game here, Jeff
well,
Aguilar.
no, we blow up the beach.
Yeah,
because we hate the beach.
Because we hate the beach.
And for all the beach haters out there, this is Just Cause 3. We are joined by developers from Avalanche. Why don't you folks introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name's Hamish Young. I'm a senior designer at Avalanche Studios, working on Just Cause 3.
My name is Omar Shakir. I'm the content producer on Just Cause 3.
And who do we have steering in the back here?
We have Steph here, who's going to be playing the game for us today, and we're going to try and explain what she's up to.
All right, so Just Cause 3, it's been 5 years, almost 6, I think, at this point, since the last one. We've seen, tastes of what you guys have been working on for these last several years. It definitely feels like you have upped the chaos ante a fair amount in the sequel. Why don't you just jump right in here and tell us how many ways can we blow up this island?
Many ways.
Okay.
We have a whole bunch of new destruction in the game, and using Havoc, which is quite a popular thing. We're actually using the Havoc destruction stuff to its fullest, and you can blow things up in lots of different ways. And obviously, Rico from Just Cause 2 has the parachute,
right?
So he can get around that way, and also we now have the wingsuit. Which means you can get around faster. He can
literally fly now. He can just fly.
Right, and then using the grappling hook, you can stay in the air. So there's a bit of skill in terms of like keeping going, but yeah, he can get around, and the way that the grappling hook works is very physical. Mm-hmm. So in terms of the destruction, we can really like pull stuff apart. There's lots of physics pieces built into those systems so that you can blow them up or pull them apart using the grappling hook. And actually, we're going to show that in a minute. So Steph's going over to a town called Alba.
She's so graceful. Look
is
at her move.
majestic.
It's like a vacation.
And you get all this from the start? Do you get the wingsuit and the parachute, or are you not telling us that? Or?
Basically, there's some tutorials at the beginning,
right.
But I mean, yes, essentially you get it from the beginning.
Great.
Yeah, like 15 minutes in, you have all the basic tools.
Nice.
So you can dual tether using the grappling hook. At the very beginning, you can have 2 tethers. In this particular version, we've unlocked 4. And as you can see, you can use the left trigger, and you can actually pull the cord tight, and that's what's pulling the whole thing down. So all of these elements that you're seeing there are properly physical. They're doing all the forces and stuff to make it. So if Steph shows you this speaker, you can actually tether individual speakers together, and they will actually break and bend. And so we've really gone to quite a high level of detail in terms of how you can break this stuff, and you have a lot of control over it. And that gives the player a lot of opportunities to play around in the sandbox with these tools.
I remember in one of the early trailers for the game, there was a bit where there's a statue of the whatever dictator it is on this island, and you basically made the hook sort of stop hitting yourself, the statue.
Well, we can do that in a minute as well if you want to see that. So Steph's actually going to switch to the planted explosive. Mm-hmm. So in the game we've got unlimited planted explosive. You don't have to pick it up like you always have it, but you can lay up to, in this case, 4. You can upgrade that over the course of the game. But it means you always can blow something up. Like you're never running out of ammo to blow something up.
I mean, that feels in keeping with the design ethos of Just Cause. You should always be able to blow something up, right?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. And so if we come to the statue now, obviously he's got his hand held out,
asking us,
so
begging us to.
Yeah, he's begging for
hit
it.
himself in the face.
So Steph, you gonna give that a go?
You actually noticed that Steph is dual tethering 2 objects from reeling.
Yes.
Which is also something that's new in JC3.
Right. Just getting a better angle to take a look at it.
There we go.
Oh, one more. Or don't elbow yourself.
Yeah. So in that case, what happened was she actually attached it in a place which actually broke the whole arm off. And this is the thing with the physics is, these things can actually break in lots and lots of different ways.
Right, it's not a scripted event.
No,
it's coming
exactly.
together in real time. Or coming untogether in real time.
So
there we go.
Yeah.
Sending additional reinforcements to your location.
So as she's doing this, obviously there are some enemies which she's going to be fighting.
A few less now.
A few less now. And she's actually going to raise the flag, which is going to liberate this particular town. So when you do the things required in each town, and then you raise the flag, you liberate it, it unlocks, in this case, a garage where you can take civilian cars and get them chopped, so you can unlock them that way. It also means that there are a bunch of challenges available. So if you go to the map step, if you actually see over to the side, there's we already unlocked midair, and you can see that there's a wingsuit challenge and a driving challenge. If you go back to Alba, you can also see there's an icon there for garage,
right?
So, which is where you can, if you place a waypoint on the garage, we can actually take cars into there and unlock them that way. So if Steph comes back, find a car that she hasn't unlocked yet.
Sorry, Rebel.
We've actually got quite a big range of vehicles, everything from like
little shit boxes like
exactly
that.
To some really quite nice sports cars.
Let's collect the hoopty. The guy's just like, I've been trying to run away from you for hours.
So in this case, she's driven it into the garage, and it becomes chopped, and it means she can now unlock it. So you can rebel drop vehicles and weapons pretty much at any time. So in this case, as you see, she's actually unlocked that. She could then select it and rebel drop it. We're not going to do that now. We're actually going to show some mods. So the other thing that happens is you can actually upgrade your equipment. So the planted explosive that she has, she can actually upgrade it to, in this case, have booster engines. So it'll fire a rocket for a little while before exploding.
Which it should. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it means you can, you can play around. You can. I've seen people like try and make a car like take off.
Sure.
And then explode, or there's just lots of different ways you can use it.
I feel like a rocket would actually send that car airborne. Like that thing would not remain on the ground.
Yeah. Or you can make like a dumpster rocket.
Exactly. So in this case, what she's doing is she's going to make this dumpster like spin as a wheelie bin before. There we go.
Oh God! Watch out, guys.
Oh, dumpster's out.
Freedom!
It's out again.
There it is.
Trash means never have to say you're sorry. Oh yeah.
And then blew up the.
That was satisfying.
So good.
What do you guys have against the gas and oil industry, honestly?
Yeah.
Well, it's what the military used to oppress the people. So
Okay, so there's an in-canon explanation. It's not just you like watching these things explode.
We were just mad at the low price of a barrel.
You have
Exactly.
an explanation for the gas thing?
Well,
You learn something new every day.
yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show a base, an enemy base. So we're going to head to a place called Viselectra, which is we actually passed it on the way in. So we're going to head back there using the wingsuit again. It's a very quick way of getting around. Medici is very vertical. There's lots of cliffs, and you can actually, it's a good quick way of getting around. But that means the parachute is now slower, and it's designed for you to be able to shoot from the air.
Right.
So it's more of a combat platform.
Whereas this is your quick get around.
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, we've really tried to make it so that, you can use this to get around, but the parachute's still useful because you're going to use it to actually, for combat. So
To rain death down upon those below you.
absolutely. So in this case, this is a base called Viselectra. It's like a power station, and Steph is gonna try and liberate this base.
Okay.
So there's kind of two main types of settlement. There's civilian settlement we just did in Alba. There's a military settlement, which is in this case it's a power station.
Right.
So.
So I'm guessing by liberate, you don't mean, bring freedom to the station. You mean bring destruction and fire and death.
Yes.
Yes.
That's how you liberate.
That is right.
Liberate in as a kind of euphemistically
Sure.
for.
Oh, jeez. Let it begin.
So each of these objects you see often have a weak point. So you see she's going to go for the control box. That can destroy them quickly. But she can also use the grappling hook to knock things over as well. So in this case, you know, she can actually pull them together and explode them that way. So you don't always have to use bullets. You know, there's always multiple ways of actually taking these things down.
It's like how Steph's running away from the explosion.
Yeah, exactly.
Run away from the explosion.
Well, it's a classic.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Drop kick. Here it is. Oh!
Oh.
Nice
And
shot.
for good measure.
Thought he was safe. Sniping was
Yeah.
not safe. Rico. Oh, nice.
So there's lots of little maneuvers you can do whilst grappling and so on. Obviously, you know, there's that melee kick, but you can also be shooting. One of the upgrades is shooting when grappling in. Oh, got stuck in the post. There you go.
Oh, God. Jeez. I think it was a headshot into a drop kick, which is
Gratuitous.
just gratuitous in all the right ways.
So who are these people that are shooting at us?
So this is the military sort of junta that has taken over Medici. The storyline is that actually Rico. This is where Rico grew up, and this is where
like let her get up.
this is where Di Ravello, who's the dictator in charge. These are his forces, and he's trying to not just kind of rule the island, but he's also exploiting it for the minerals and other things in the game. So you're trying to get rid of the infrastructure that he's using to control the people. So in this case, the power station is there to run some stuff to keep people in line. So it's a good way of getting to Di Ravello and preventing him having so much power. So what Steph's doing here, these turbines, you have to open the doors and then obviously blow up these turbines. She's actually using the planted explosives, so she's planted 4, 1 on each, and now she can blow them all up at the same time in one big explosion.
But she has the jet propulsion on, so it's going to take a second.
Hold on. There you go.
There we go.
He's so vain. He always goes up to a spot to check out his own destruction.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
I would. I'd get the best view possible. He's like, I'd rather see my home island get destroyed
See?
than have this guy.
You saw Steph just turned off the booster engine, which is something you can actually do at any time. You can switch your mods on and off at any point.
So they're not just upgrades, they modify how things work. So sometimes you want them on, sometimes you want them off. You have completely the choice to turn them off as well as on.
Right.
To do different things. So it gives you different capabilities. We also have a bunch of vehicles in the game. As you can see, they're kind of scattered around. The land vehicles, obviously we have a mix of military vehicles, but there's also helicopters and planes and so on. If you get up into an air vehicle though, there's SAM sites and AA guns that you kind of have to try and take out first. So there's a real kind of mix of gameplay. So Steph's obviously going through planting explosives on a bunch of chaos objects. But there's also obviously big things to blow up. But there's multiple ways of doing it. So, for example, the APC, which has just passed us, has a big machine gun on it.
Right.
So you can use those as well. So yeah, for example here, I'm gonna get the APC. So what Rico's doing there is he actually has an explosive that you can use to break into things. So it's actually based on a real object, which blows doors open.
Right.
But it's like a mini explosive to break open locks. So you can actually, obviously, switch into big
Straight
50
into gun
cal.
mode. There we go.
And because it's armored, obviously it gives you a certain level of shielding.
We really didn't feel like
seem
Rico had
mad.
enough guns.
Yeah, they seem upset.
So we just gave him one more on this APC.
Where are you? There.
Now would be a good time to run.
Okay, actually, so there's a SAM site over there, Steph. Do you want to go and hijack it? So one of the things with things like the SAM sites is you can actually take them over for your own purposes. So they can actually shoot at enemy helicopters rather than at you, which is actually a really effective way of like switching the base over, because if reinforcements turn up as helicopters, they'll actually defend you rather than attack you if you're in a helicopter. So.
Steph's just clearing the line of fire here. So
yeah, you can't hack it until you've actually.
Yeah, if you're getting shot, it's sort of hard to hack things.
Yeah, exactly. And as badass as Rico is, it will interrupt him.
I mean, he takes a lot of bullets, to be fair.
Yeah.
Doesn't skip a beat.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he's Rico.
Yeah.
And his hair is beautiful.
He's
got beautiful hair.
Yeah.
Long time in the salon.
Yeah.
So once again, you see Steph's just switched into parachute, just to kind of take a look around.
Right. Get the lay of the land.
Yeah, get the lay of the land. Get up high, get to see what's going on around her.
I can tell she's in QA because the effortlessness with which she just sort of hits every mechanic.
It's just graceful.
That is definitely QA strategy.
It's a ballet of destruction.
Yep.
Okay. So I think she's got enough room now to hack the SAM.
I love this too. This is what hacking is in real life.
Yeah.
Smashing away.
Yeah. Sweet.
Means we're like weird 3D interfaces and swordfish style.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. What it means is that you can really,
Oh my God, right in the face.
turn the base to your advantage. And
now there's a helicopter.
So. She hasn't got all the SAM sights, so some will be firing at her as she comes in. But it's a good way of helicopters, especially the military ones, have got a lot of firepower. They're good ways of
apparently.
they're a good way of kind of causing a lot of destruction fairly quickly. But of course, if you're getting shot by SAMs, it makes it a little difficult. So you're going to have to make sure you clear out a little bit of airspace for you to fly in. Yeah, she's done a pretty good job. There's only the turbines left, actually. So if you look at the top left of the screen, there's a little icon saying what's still left to kind of blow up. So she's just going to land it. What she has to do is she has to press these things to open the doors, disable the
Heat exchangers.
Heat exchangers. Yeah.
You can actually hear the SAM is firing at somebody right now. So there's probably a helicopter.
There's a
in the
helicopter.
air.
Yeah, just heard it blew up.
So the enemy force is just going to keep throwing guys at you until this place is completely liberated?
No,
okay.
So it's not infinite spawn.
Okay.
There are kind of a set number of.
There are a great number of them, but
there are a number
limit.
of them. Yeah, but they're not infinite. And actually, that's one of the ways you can play is kind of clear out the base as much as you can. There will be reinforcements that turn up at certain points. Often with vehicles.
Yeah.
But there isn't a kind of infinite spawn case going on there, so you can clear out a base and then go for it as well.
I think for my part, I generally prefer to leave some around because you always want that opening scene of Predator thing of guys just flying everywhere as the explosions become, completely just overwhelm everything.
Right, and you want them to have a good view of it.
Yeah.
So she's just completed Vis Electra, and she's unlocked she's unlocked a Rebel version of that helicopter she was playing earlier, and we've got some challenges unlocked as well. So I think the next thing we want to do is show you guys some of the challenges. So
all right,
we've got.
How long does it take you guys just to get the fire to a point where you're satisfied with it? What is the art design structure? How do you kind of this fire is not fiery enough?
Well,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Roland, who's the game director, the VFX guys actually built this huge explosion. They said, "Oh, you're never going to put this in the game," and he was like, "No, I want it bigger," and they were like. Okay, so we do have some pretty big explosions in the game.
It is slightly reverential watching Fred Hooper. He's one of our senior VFX artists, one of the guys that worked on this, on the fire in particular. Watching him sort of wash over fire, just look at it and stare at it and just sort of take it all in. It's meditative watching him work. He just stares at it and he's like, more sway, a little bit more bloom. Oh, now it's feeling real good. And you're just like, what is going on over there?
But what are the long-term effects of doing that?
Yeah, I mean, at what point do you just
Fred?
actually turn into an arsonist?
Yeah. Just meet Fred. And
Well, as long as you're virtual
long-term
arsonist.
effects.
Yeah, virtual arson is fine.
Yeah. But
Real arson, don't do it, kids.
everything must burn.
So we're going to go into a wingsuit challenge here, so obviously one of the things you can do in the game is wingsuit. One of the fun things you can do here is we have courses which are a kind of a score attack through kind of iconic bits of the game which you've unlocked, and it's really about trying to be as precise and accurate with wingsuit as possible. And it's a great way of kind of learning how to really nail the ability to kind of fly through tight spaces using the wingsuit. So obviously Steph is perfecting this.
Make it look easy.
I'm gonna say she's done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few times.
But it also gives us an opportunity to.
Just great. Sorry.
Just great.
It's just all it's kind of unraveled.
Yeah,
But it gives us an opportunity to actually show some of the train stuff. So this game is actually, we built the train system from scratch, and it's all based on like 3D. So it's very similar to the kind of medical CAT scan technology stuff. So
cool.
it's not a height field. It is actually fully 3D, and it lets us build caves and
She's using the grapple hook to get that last one. Oh, nice. Still nice. Still good.
Yeah. That's a better than passing grade.
Got 5 gears.
Got all
Five gears.
5 of those gears.
So, and obviously these things let you unlock upgrades. So,
Right.
If you're doing wingsuit courses, that gives you upgrades to the wingsuit. If you do car racing things, then it unlocks things for your cars. So it's kind of, it matches what it is you're trying to do. And
Gotcha.
if you're really into wingsuiting, then there's a bunch of wingsuit challenges and you can upgrade your wingsuit that way.
I'm into anything vertical or airborne in these games, like anything that lets you just get as high as humanly possible and then just, either fly down or rain down death on people. That has always been the highlight of these games for me.
Yeah, so the other...
What's that? Oh, you want me to go? I'll go.
Oh yeah, so the other thing is with these challenges, obviously, there's an asynchronous social multiplayer thing where obviously leaderboards and so on.
Right.
So you're gonna it's a score attack. So you're gonna try and beat people's scores, and it gets very competitive in the office. Omar's gonna try and beat QA now. So we'll see if he's got the skills. Oh, he's done it so far.
Uh-oh.
You actually get more score for going near the ground, near surfaces, so it's not just about hitting the center mark. It's also about trying to kind of skim the surface as much as you can. So even if you hit every center mark, you don't get exactly the same score. Okay.
Out of gas.
Oh! You got through it!
Jesus.
You got through it! Oh!
Make it out!
So what was the score?
I think that was slightly better.
40.
Yeah.
I hit the 40 mark. My record is still untarnished.
Nice.
Way to be.
So we're going to move on now.
Okay.
We're going to...
There's more? All right.
We're just getting started.
Yeah. So we're actually going to show a mission, I think. Is that
Okay.
the next thing to do?
You can see the reef through the water there.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to go to the map.
Blow up the reef? Can we blow up the reef? Is there underwater bombs?
Underwater bombs.
How can we set the water on
That's
fire?
an interesting
Light
idea.
the reef on fire is what I need.
Yeah, no.
Is there napalm?
We feel like, crimes against nature maybe...
I think that's fair.
Trying to blow up,
He's
dictators.
destroying his homeland anyway.
Yeah,
Might as
exactly. You don't want to help him.
No. Okay,
So,
fair enough.
So we're gonna jump to this mission, and obviously it's a ways across the water. So actually, what we're gonna do is use a rebel drop. So in this case, Steph's got a float plane unlocked, so we're gonna rebel drop that and use that to get over to the mission. So you throw a beacon, and then you get a rebel drop.
They just dropped the plane. Oh, that's convenient.
There you go.
And a little bit of confetti just
because.
It's nice of them to throw that in for you, just to make it feel festive.
Exactly, make it feel like it's a nice prize, nice present.
So what is the grand sum total of square mileage that you can access in this game?
It's about 400
Yeah,
square
okay.
miles.
I mean,
Okay.
sometimes those numbers are a little hard to get your head around,
Right.
but it's roughly
it's roughly the same size as JC2, maybe
yeah.
a little bit bigger.
Okay.
But we've tried to pack more stuff into that space.
Right.
You'll actually
so-
notice too, because Steph has unlocked nitrous for air vehicles. Once she rebel drops this pontoon plane, the float plane, she has nitrous on the plane that she rebel drops. You have all your mods on all of your rebel drops. Yeah, they all carry over. So you can imagine like a destroyer will have nitrous and turbo jump.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that can be a little crazy. Yes.
I like how he just shows off and backflips off the plane. Like he didn't have to backflip off
panache.
the plane.
I mean, he doesn't have to do any of the things he's really doing here, but you know, the man has style.
It's cool. I feel like he's at the point where he should just like stick the landing like a gymnast or something.
Right. And
Hands
then,
up.
Yeah, and then like curtsy, like
Right.
a little pirouette. Nailed it.
Next gen meat and cheese.
I was gonna say it's some sick sausage rendering.
Years in the making.
I hate charcuterie.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is our big bad here.
This is General Di Ravello, yes.
Yeah.
All the medals.
Protect Malaya was easily predicted. It will be a trifle to recapture, but the loss of Vis Electra, that is a failure that must not go unpunished. Right. Rico Rodriguez has become born of the same
He's convincing this guy.
rise to my reign. Soon the world will know the extent of my power. He offers an opportunity for demonstration. Perhaps some motivation. The town of Costa del Porto. Barnett! And when he comes to protect the insignificant, kill his flag. Every action must and will incur a terrible reaction. And then the embers of the revolution will crumble to ash as they always have throughout history. Use the tanks.
He's a jovial dictator and nothing else.
He's a jolly guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Everyone needs a hobby.
I'm gonna say that if he's got his soldiers to the point where they will just kill themselves on command, he's a little more than just an asshole dictator.
Yeah.
There's a real psychological hold there.
So in this mission, this Costa del Porto is one of the islands, one of the towns that we actually went past just a minute ago, and so Steph's gonna have to come in and try and save the town.
Let's say what's left of that,
Yeah.
because there ain't much.
Who wants to save it now?
Yeah.
So this is a government actually bombing its own city, presumably because he sees it as a rebel stronghold.
Correct, yeah.
And they burn.
That's fucked up.
Well, that is funny.
It's interesting because the events of when Steph was liberating Vis Electra, as Dorabella mentioned, it's like, hey, I've lost something, now
Right.
I need to lose something. So the name of the mission is a terrible reaction, and this is sort of Dorabella's way of,
Right.
you know, sticking it to the rebels, sticking it to the people for
And now it's up to you to unstick it.
to to remove it.
By also blowing up the town, at least partially.
Yeah, well, just cause.
Oh,
I see you've brought out the rocket launcher.
yeah, it's just one-handed sort of situation.
That's actually our Hydra missile launcher. It shoots four rockets?
4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Enough to
RPGs.
blow things up.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
That's awesome. I love that because the AI spawns a military soldier, an RPG soldier spawns because you're in a tank.
Right.
As a reaction to you getting in, and then just fires a rocket at you to try to stop you.
I'm just gonna drink this in as you lay waste to everything.
To Rico's quips.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we hadn't gotten a good Rico quip yet.
So she's just gonna blow this tank up so no one else can use it. And
There we go.
Rico, I'm in trouble. Over. We're pinned down by the Ravelo's forces. We need your help.
So this is where the parachute really helps. To be able to just kind of
You can get right over here.
come in right over and.
Oh, nice. She was not expecting that. Or he was not expecting that. Oh. Steph is super whiffing. Whiff. Oh, that's going to fall on him.
Yep.
No.
Oh, just missed him.
It's going to
He's
blow
like,
up.
oh,
There it
thank
goes.
God.
There it
Oh,
goes.
God.
That's what I needed. All right. I feel like the one thing I haven't seen yet is gas canisters shooting up into the air, a la 2.
Oh, sure. Well, we're
I think we
actually
can make that happen.
yeah, we're actually in the wrong place for that, but
I'm not saying now. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I feel like I need at least one of those before we end this.
yeah.
Steph's tethering the paratroopers together,
Oh,
and they're
God.
falling all to the ground. That's just mean. They just jumped out of a plane.
I don't think they trained for that.
Yeah, that wasn't
I don't
What
know
do
how
I
you
do
would
now?
train for that.
basic training.
I'm not sure how you train for that,
Yeah.
but yeah. Right.
Could have used confetti there too. Just saying.
Many of the Ravelos soldiers. I don't think anyone made it, Rico.
Mario, we're outside. Open the gate.
So once again, you
There
can use
it
your
is.
grappling hook. Obviously, you could have pressed the button, but it's this is an effective way. So you've got to try and get Mario out of there. So you're going to run escort. So Rico's getting in the back.
Or on top.
Or on top. So actually, it's one of the big new features of the game is that in Just Cause 2 we had stunting where you jump to a specific position on the vehicle.
it's
but
tethered.
now, like, there's a whole like
Very good.
there's a
Very
whole
good.
there's a
That
whole
was
area
okay.
you can walk around on. So
That's awesome. That was
Oh,
awesome,
this game's
Steph.
hilarious.
so
So there's no weight. Is there like a weight limit on his tethering? I mean.
yeah. So
Yeah?
you actually upgrade your ability, how strong the tethers are
Gotcha.
at the time. You know, when you're fully upgraded and have all the tethers, then you can use them to pick up tanks. You can use them for all sorts of things. So
Oh, you're
that's
going
into
down.
the Jeep, into the-
Whirly
oh,
bird
nice.
down. Boom.
No saving that Blackhawk. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and that was just a blown tire.
Yeah.
That's what cars do when you shoot out a tire.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Whoa.
And boom again.
You're like, oh, damn it. Oh, that's.
What's funny
God,
is,
it's a little too close for
Steph
comfort
is
there.
choosing to escort and stay on the vehicle, but you could easily just hijack that helicopter
Right,
and
and
cover
escort
them
that
from
way.
the air.
Gotcha.
Is there ever a point when you're designing stuff like this where you think, you know, hey, here's how we think people are going to handle these helicopters or these cars or whatever, and then you throw the grappling hook in the mix and you're surprised by the way that people sort of approach this stuff?
a bit of both. Like
Yeah.
we want it to work. So
Right.
whenever people like try stuff out, we want it systemically to work correctly. So a lot of the work's actually made the physics kind of semi-realistic because then when things combine in the right ways, it works the way you expect.
Right.
One way to cut off reinforcements.
Yeah.
Just take out the bridge.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, yeah, I mean, people do all sorts of things you don't expect, and that's kind of the challenge of a mission design, is that we have this big open world game, and you can pretty much approach the missions however you want. Like, we give you some goals, but
Right.
you're not.
Well,
you're not
the
telling
end
you
goal
what
is
to do.
destruction, you know, and getting rid of whatever is there. How you choose to get rid of it seems to be like the main thing that you want players to come up with themselves.
You're trying to get this truck somewhere, and
Yeah.
some enemy forces are going to try and stop you, and it's up to you to to try and to fix that, right?
Right.
So, oh, ambitious.
Still got the helicopter.
That goat just running along the road, like, fuck this.
Oops.
Steph is killing it right now. I just want to say it. She's killing it.
Killing everything.
Oh, that's the other cool thing is actually if you ragdoll, you can actually switch into use the grappling hook. You can get out of it, so you're never like stuck, like tumbling anywhere. You always can
Okay.
kind of get out, which is great. There's a kind of a save movie you can do
Right.
to always get out of the.
We'll just give a round of
Yeah.
applause.
Very nice. Very nice.
Woo!
That's
That was
what's
just exciting to watch.
Beautiful.
So good. funny. I'm usually the person playing, you know, on all these. Sometimes we do these trips and in the streams, but watching somebody else play and like all the decisions they make, it's
Changed
just like,
everything for you.
She's making different decisions, but they're just as kick-ass.
Right. The end goal is the same.
And the
so-
end goal is the same. Yeah.
Are you there?
Actually, I think there may be an APC around here. If you want to talk a little bit about the.
Yeah. So there it is.
Right there.
There it is. So.
Showed up and
One of the cool things about the vehicles in the game, obviously, you know, they've got weapons and so on. The APC in this particular game, we spend a lot of time on the water, like for boats and things, but actually the APC is actually amphibious.
Oh, wow.
So you literally just drive off.
There you go.
So real APCs in the real world are often amphibious, and so we thought it'd be fun to do that. So actually, all the vehicles in the game, their buoyancy is all done kind of correctly. This is the only land vehicle that's amphibious, but the actual buoyancy model and the boat model is actually really sophisticated, and it means that we can actually do things like amphibious APCs and so on. So the other thing we can do, which we may show later, is you can actually load vehicles onto boats.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a landing transport boat which lets you transport other vehicles.
that
little bit of a
hoopty
pile
took
up.
you out.
Actually, you may not notice, but an enemy AI got out of a normal car there. If they try and chase after you, they'll actually hijack civilian cars to come and
very
chase
cool.
you.
So that was a military hoopty.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a
like, I'm out here.
confiscated
Yeah,
hoopty.
That guy is just, he's just burning.
contact. All units, fan out and search.
Sitting there burning.
Okay, so obviously you have this heat mechanism that is something that is happening like all the time in the world. If you engage military things, you say heat level 1.
Right.
You can win that in a couple of different ways. You can escape, or you can actually like win it by kind of killing everyone there and kind of completing it that way.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you a bunch of options. If you just want to get into a big fight, you can actually deliberately like hold off killing the last guy. He calls in reinforcements, and you actually escalate. So if you want to kind of get a helicopter to come in or something over time, then that's definitely a tactic you can use.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than other in most games when there's sort of that heat system and you spend a lot of time running away.
Right, you're trying to get
and then
them off you.
eventually you do die because they just get overwhelmed by you run out of ammo, etc. But here, because you're Rico and you have a Rico's tool set, you can actually defeat.
Like heat is almost a benefit to a degree because that just brings more and more toys for you to take over.
Yeah, as Hamish mentioned, yeah.
So are we're gonna try 155?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna kick into just quickly into another mission.
Okay.
So this time
I will watch as many missions as you want
bring
to
it.
put forth here.
What are you gonna rebel drop this time? Helicopter, plane? What are you gonna do? Okay.
Eagle coming in.
It's like all the traffic's just sort of waiting for Rico to move.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna get in front of Rico.
I'd like to think by this point people would have figured out just stay out of that dude's way.
Yeah, right? Everything burns.
Yeah.
So once again, because she rebel dropped it, it comes with upgrades. So in this case, you have nitrous for the helicopter, a bit like Airwolf. Like we
Okay.
had that idea of like adding rockets to a helicopter makes it better. So
Why not?
So why not?
What's interesting now is kind of showing stuff that we haven't showed just yet, which is our first Rebel Cove in Region 1. And this is sort of the area, you'll see it's way south of the rest of Region 1. It is still part of Region 1, but it's like the southern island attached to Region 1. And this is sort of where the rebels have like their little sanctuary where they sort of garner their forces and plan their next move. And this is sort of Rico approaching it for the first time because Mario has asked him to meet him there after the events that have happened in Costa del Porto. So it is a little out there, but that's on purpose. It's supposed to be a secluded little island that
A
nobody...
nice rebel getaway.
Yeah, exactly.
Kick your feet up.
Kick your feet up, load up your gun.
Have a Corona.
Exactly.
And actually, the time of the day affects the sea. So you know, you have bigger and smaller waves, kind of based on time of day and so on. So, like, you know, dusk and dawn tend to be a little bit flatter. Nighttime tends to be a little bit rougher. Middle of the day, you know, is somewhere in between. And so, if she picked a boat, I think, given the time of day, she would probably had a quite quick traversal as well. We've got some quite fast boats in the game as well, so try and get you some options about how you might get somewhere. And Rico's just like, I don't need a helicopter anymore.
It's a very
It's a $14 million helicopter. Just
I mean, we put nitrous on that thing, and you just said, nah,
and
it's
you
just,
ruined it.
yeah.
Yeah, do you want to do that first?
You
Yeah,
wanna do
let's
the
do
ship?
let's
Sure.
do it first.
Let's do that
Because otherwise we're going to have to come back. So we're just actually going to do quickly first before we do the mission. We're going to do another challenge.
Okay.
So we have obviously quite a wide range of challenges. This is actually how do you describe it, Omar? It's
It's I mean, it's a shooting gallery.
Yeah, it's a
it's,
shooting
it's,
gallery.
it's essentially all the challenges in some way reinforce like a particular player mechanic or a weapon or something like that, just to help the player, you know, with aiming and shooting and things like that, or wingsuiting for whatever you want to call it. This one is a shotgun sort of training course.
Right.
So it sort of shows you, it teaches you how to, I guess it tutorializes how to use a shotgun, but it also shows you kind of the spread and amount of targets you hit with a shotgun.
Right.
You'll see here in a second when Steph. So you're actually hitting that wide of a spread when you use this weapon. And then of course you're scored based on how accurate you are, how many shots you don't miss, how many consecutive targets you hit at once. And then once you complete the challenge, you gain a certain amount of gears, and if you have enough gears, you unlock a new mod that's related to what you're doing. So if
Right.
you're firing weapons, it'll be a mod it'll be a weapon mod.
Right.
Nice.
But these are actually probably my favorite challenges in the game, because the way that Nick, who's the challenge designer for this particular challenge, designed it, each shooting gallery has its own little theme of how the targets spawn. So you can see that there's, you know, they're sort of spread out and blanketed across the screen because it's a shotgun challenge.
Right.
So there's a big spread. But then you'll have others that are more pistol oriented. So there'll be an element where they're moving around the screen quite quickly, and there'll be a precision to it.
I just think it's fascinating that the rebels have the monetary funds to
The
build this
resources,
elaborate,
Yeah, I
this
mean-
elaborate machinery for target system.
Inside a mountain.
Yeah.
well, they just very innovative. They make do with very little.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
See, Steph unlocked the weapon restock, which restocks your weapon rebel drop a lot faster.
Nice.
Cool. So all those, so they're all contextual. The upgrades, they apply to what the path you're sort of
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
If you're doing a weapon challenge, it's a weapon upgrade,
Right.
a weapon mod rather. But I think originally what that challenge unlocks is actually the quick aim. I think Steph can show the quick aim or the precision aim if she has it. Do you have it, Steph? Yeah. Yeah. Can you show show what it looks like? 'Cause I don't think you've used it yet. But basically, so now Rico can do a precision aim mode, and you can do it from parachute. You can do it from basic locomotion. But it's just a nice little mod to change how you play.
Yeah, it means you can be more accurate.
Exactly.
But, especially when you're trying to blow out tires of vehicles
Right,
driving by or whatever.
But now we're gonna do 155
All right.
Yeah.
for our next mission. Friends like these.
This was never part of the conversation, Sheldon.
Well, it is now a part of the conversation, Mario. I apologize, son.
What happened?
I see you found the rebels, Sheriff.
Well, you know, my pilot Crashy says we should all do our part. You know me, humanitarian of the year for any year.
Right.
It's true. Why, just now I brokered a deal with the rebels. See, you saved them. They help me. I help you travel from place to place.
I don't think he needs a lot of help traveling from place to place, to be honest.
Seems to
You
been
are
able to nail that down.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he's not so happy about the deal.
No.
Yeah.
Sheldon's always been sort of a shadowy character
Dude, I can
in the Just
fly.
Cause series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite too. He always brings in that. Yeah.
He's got a certain flair.
He's got a little bit of a humanitarian.
How did he get there? What is he doing there?
We're getting to that. I mean,
Okay.
it's spoilers. We're trying
Sure.
to avoid giving too much, but we're getting there.
He gave me the comm link. He gave us all comm links. He said they were gifts. You lied to me. He saw we couldn't win. This is our revolution, but He owns us.
Mario, I know Tom Sheldon. I worked with him for years, but you are a friend. You need to tell me the truth.
Sorry.
Tell me anything.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this.
I forgive you.
Oh, it just gives him a beanbag.
Rico, you dick.
Just when it gets too serious, you're like, oh wait, this is really. Oh nope.
really touching.
He was
still Just
opening
Cause.
himself up to you emotionally, and you fucking punch him in the dick. Like that's not.
That's not what.
Gotta
That
unlock
is
the cuff.
uncouth.
Getting rid of it will hit him where it hurts. I'll check it out.
In the dick.
Yeah, you know where it
specifically.
hurts.
Yeah. Jeez.
For excruciating.
I go around this island kicking everyone in the dick.
The Ravello's not the most dangerous man on planet. I need my Bavarium scanner. Meet my contact at Vigilator Nord.
I understood none of that sentence.
Yeah. Again, lots of spoilery things. That
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Out of context, not a huge deal.
Yeah.
In context, might make more. Yeah.
Sure.
We're still fairly early on in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we're within what, an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe.
Yeah.
And look at all you can do in that first couple of hours, for God's sakes.
What just happened? Oh, somebody was hurt.
Who got hurt?
The guy with the beanbag.
Yeah.
Mario. He's still in the water.
It looks like his boat is stuck.
This is one of our random sort of encounters that kind of happens throughout the world, where either a civilian will be stuck and require Rico's assistance. They're just usually
Right.
like quick things that Rico can do to sort of help the revolution. and-
Little assistance missions.
Yeah. It's peppered throughout the world. They're all contextual to the different situations that happen.
So here we've got the fast travel that was being talked about, referred to in the cutscene. So you can unlock this ability to fast travel to any place you've liberated, to get you like quickly across the map. But you have to pick up flares to do it. So
Right.
there's a little bit of wherever you've liberated, there's often a box with flares in. It's also one of the rewards for doing the little random encounters, and it lets you get around this huge map a little bit more effectively.
Cool.
But in general, I mean, I have a feeling most people will probably just want to wingsuit their way
Sure.
around everything, or
Fighter jet
their way around everything.
Absolutely, and actually, one of the things is with a game like this is we want to provide lots of options. A player might want to spend all the time wingsuit. They may want to spend all the time going around, in a tractor.
Right.
We're trying to make it so that people can kind of focus on the part of the game they enjoy the best.
Right.
But give them lots of opportunities for doing different things. Like with a wingsuit, obviously you can wingsuit quite fast. You say, well, why take a tractor or a scooter if you can wingsuit? And it's like, well, it gives you a different experience, but also with the upgrades, and if you've got a nitrous on the scooter and you've got a turbo jump on the scooter, the kind of fun you can have with that on its own, it's not just a function of getting around the map.
Right.
So there's definitely a balancing act there, but as you say, jet fighter is probably the fastest way to get anywhere.
Sure. That would make sense.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can get around basically anyway, any time using the parachute wingsuit.
What's funny here is Steph's heading towards Vigilator Nord, and it's actually one of the first military bases that I think that we sort of prototyped, designed, and built from our perspective. And it was one of those things where we were sort of like trying to challenge ourselves, like what is destruction in Just Cause 3? Like, how do we want to make it a little different? And there were so many great ideas, but when we landed on Vigilator, I feel like everybody was more like sort of, aha, this is very much.
The other thing is that we really wanted it to be vertical. There's a lot of vertical gameplay in Just Cause, and one of the things we really like is when you're playing as Rico, you really get changes your image of what a play space is like.
Right.
Like you see an opportunity that you go, oh, like you can have wingsuit dreams. I've had wingsuit dreams and grappling dreams.
Yeah.
Where like you kind of climbing up buildings or like wingsuiting down through spaces.
Sure.
Good luck. You'll need it. Thanks, Mooch.
Hey, gotta be honest, right?
So what's happening here is that basically Dima, who's sort of our mad scientist of Rico's crew has asked Rico to find a Bavarium scanner, which is a tool she needs basically to progress the plot.
Right.
The Bavarium scanner happens to be hidden in one of the toughest bases in Region 1, which is
I see.
Vigilator Nord. So it's sort of an opportunity for the player to kind of experience the scale of Just Cause's destruction for the first time, sort of in the context of a mission.
Gotcha.
But actually, you could have completed this base before.
Right.
It's true. It's true. Yep.
So we don't hold any of the stuff back.
Yes.
So actually, you still have this mission, but you don't have to.
You don't have to do it. Yeah,
blow your way through it.
Yeah. It's very open.
And that's actually one of the challenges of designing this, is to kind of give the player like multiple ways of doing things. So she's just forcing the doors open with the grappling hook. There's nothing in there. So there's a bunch of crates around the base that she has to check out.
While also definitely avoiding gunfire in the process.
Right, and causing as much explosive damage while she's at it. You don't actually have to complete the space during this mission.
You can come back to it,
come back
liberate
to
it at a later time.
Yeah. But obviously,
So they got anti-air guns. They're normally used on a helicopter, but
Right.
since Rico's Rico,
I mean, you're in
it's
the
like,
air.
why
He's
not?
basically an aircraft.
Do I shoot him? He's not a
Yeah.
helicopter. Well, it should serve
This
the
will
same
work.
function. This could work. So yeah, you'll get knocked out.
Here either.
Damn it.
So in any other game, this would be a challenge to get up there. But seeing as how Rico's Rico and Steph is Steph, we're up there in a split second.
Not even an issue.
Not even, it's a non-issue.
Found scanner yet?
No scanner yet.
This base covers a lot of territory.
Yeah, it's a huge
well,
base.
and that's the thing, is that, you know, because Rico can traverse so well.
Right.
Right, you gotta do
know,
that.
These kind of extended spaces are actually really good for gameplay. Like, we try and make it not too tight, because obviously, you know, that's where Rico
He needs
really excels.
space.
Yeah.
You need to put the
It's like an old Atari.
The device will detect traces of refined Bavarium.
Oh, hey.
See, so in this game also, sometimes enemies are useful, right? So,
Right.
you know, helicopter turns up and like, oh, I'll use that. You know, that's great. I can now just use that. So.
Oh, there's a SAM. Nice getting below radar. Oh, nicely done.
Yeah, if you actually stay low to the ground, the SAMs have a difficult time shooting you. So, you might want to take out that helicopter that's chasing you. I don't know, but.
You must hurry.
Oh yeah, little air combat here. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Never stood a chance. So good.
Beautiful.
Rico, I need that scanner, amigo. Whoever controls Bavarium controls Medici. And you know, with that scanner, I bet I could even convince the agency to give more help to the rebels. I'll see what I can do, Sheldon.
You are spotted. Soldiers are inbound, Rico.
I'll take care of them.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you will.
Got another chopper behind you.
Yeah. Couple
Two.
of them.
What are they shooting at?
A moving target.
Oh.
Just when you think you're safe. Ooh, that's a better
Uh-oh.
helicopter.
At least it's
How can we
raining.
get you into that
I
better
think we'll
There's-
take.
There we go.
I think we'll take that.
Oh, this is a better one.
This has got rockets. Oh, there's that SAM.
Whoops.
Ooh.
Hello.
Oh, she
Hey
got
there.
it. Nailed
Nice.
it. Well done. What's funny is Steph can actually use real hang and tether the helicopters together too if she wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean,
But she's
the
gonna blow
rockets,
them up instead.
the rockets are doing it for
They're
me. I'm not gonna
effective.
lie to you.
Like I said, she's got a different style, but it's
Yeah.
just as good.
That's effective.
Exit.
No regard for equipment there.
Nope, just millions of military dollars.
Wow.
I'm gonna say we're getting into the billions
Yeah.
range.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like a damage meter.
Like just like a
Cost.
financial tally.
Yeah. Rico, $17 billion. It's only been an hour. What are you doing?
Basically, the scanner measures, like, you know, if there's Bavarium, which is our Just Cause's version of, you know, you could say plutonium, like it's our plutonium.
Unobtainium.
The
Yes.
unobtainium, exactly. That's the word. And it explodes because it senses or scans that there's so much bavarium behind that wall.
That ruined scanner.
I've got the scanner, Sheldon. Where are you?
Just want to see how this mission comes to a close
Yeah.
before we wrap it up
Yeah, we're
here.
coming to the end now.
Cafe Francesco. I hear tell they make one mean Pinelli Compulio. Oh boy.
Sheldon has a tendency of never talking about what is actually happening.
No,
Right.
he's
Preoccupied.
Yeah,
he plays it very casual.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Is Sheldon based on any character in particular in fiction? I feel like he sort of reminds me of Jodan Baker in the Bond films.
I think he's just sort of a caricature.
Fair enough.
You know, I don't think he's based on anybody in particular.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got a little bit of that Texas drawl that
Yep.
you get, but he's
Yeah,
got the Texas charm as well. So.
Right. Thanks for coming by.
Tensions arise.
Jeez.
Conflict.
Conflict happens, and that's
All right.
Well, folks, that is Just Cause 3. You guys are done at this point, right? The game's just all set to come out just a couple weeks from now.
yeah.
Yeah, 1st of December on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Well, thank you all for coming out and showing it to us. Looking forward to it.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.